In this trick-taking game, winning a trick isn't always desired, as each card has a science and madness side that could challenge the balance of players' score piles. You'll start with 2 suit score imbalances with the goal to reduce each suit to 0. The player with the lowest total score wins. First, piece the 2 lab chart cards together with the side up that matches the number of players, either 3 or 4, and place them in the center of the table. On each edge of the lab chart, there are 2 starting suit scores that face each player. These are virtual cards that each player aims to balance with their score piles by the end of the game. Next, shuffle the lab cards together to form a deck. For 3 players, discard 1 card face down to form a discard pile. Then, deal 9 cards to each player. For 4 players, deal 7 cards to each player. Take the cards into your hand and arrange them so that the positive side of the cards are upright. Choose a player to be the lead scientist. They take the game box to show they are playing first in this trick. The lead scientist plays a card from their hand. In clockwise order, each other player plays 1 card. They must play a card matching the suit of the lead scientist card. If they cannot, they play any card from their hand. 4 of the 7 cards in each suit contain symbols. Once enough symbols are showing on the played cards in the current trick, the game immediately flips between madness and science. After each player has played a card, the largest card that matches the suit played by the lead scientist wins. The winning player selects one of the cards played by an opponent in this trick and adds it to one of their score piles. In addition to your hand, you have 4 score piles, 1 for each suit. When you select a card, keep it in its current positive or negative value and add it to the score pile for that suit. The player to the left of the trick-winning player is now the lead scientist, takes the game box, and plays the first card in the next trick. The round ends when players have no more cards in their hand. Setting up for round 2, retain the positive-negative status from last round. Leave all score piles and the game box in place. Shuffle the lab cards and discard pile together. For 3 players, discard 1 card from the deck face down to form a discard pile, then deal 6 cards to each player. For 4 players, discard 1 card and deal 5 cards to each player. Here's an example trick for 4 players. In this trick, player A has the game box and is the lead scientist, after player D won the previous trick. The game is in science mode, and only positive numbers are considered. Player A leads the trick with purple 5. Player B has purple and plays purple 4. Player C does not have purple, so they play green 6. The total symbols played is 6, so the game is now in madness mode. All players immediately rotate the cards in their hands and in play, not score piles, to the opposite side. Now only the negative numbers are considered. Finally, player D has a card in this suit. They must play a purple card. They play purple -2. Player D has the largest purple card, so they must take one of the opponent's played cards. They select purple -4, placing it in their purple score pile. The remaining played cards are discarded. Player A, left of player D, keeps the game box and leads the next trick because player D won the last trick. The game continues in madness mode until 6 symbols are showing, which would switch play back to science positive mode. After 2 rounds, players calculate the total of each of their suits' score piles independently. Each player adds the 2 suit scores on the lab chart that correspond to their seated position. Score each suit's distance from 0, not caring if the total is positive or negative. In other words, the absolute value. The player with the lowest score is the winner. Here's an example of a scoring at the end of round 2. Player A was unable to balance out their green -4 starting suit and instead added a green -6 for a total of -10 in the green suit. Player B zeroed out their blue -4 starting score, but was forced to take a red -6 and no other red cards to balance it out. Player C made their purple suit total worse by taking the purple -4 and ended up with a -8 in purple. Player D brilliantly balanced out their starting suit scores with 2 cards. Player D wins the game with a perfect score of 0. If there is a tie, the tied player with more cards in their score piles wins. If there's still a tie, they share the victory.